Hey, alright, it's Alex over here, aka Dark Matter. What I want to talk to you guys about today is the wonderful default camera mode, as well as some basic interactions with the game. And I didn't want to start with the game already loaded because... Let's see, who's DeWalt here? Dragon vs. DeWalt on Ascension. Okay. So, let me turn down the audio here. Again, pressing F10. Global settings. I'm going to just drop it really low because I'm tired and I don't want to speak loudly. As you noticed, I'm clicking on the minimap. That works kind of fine. If you release quickly, it'll snap. If you hold it, you can drag it to get a smoother kind of situation. The camera is bound to the edge, and like the original StarCraft, the scroll is at the bottom. Let me go full screen here. So the scroll is at the edges as well, and you could also use the keyboard for the default camera. Just one thing to be aware of: if your mouse is too close to the edge on the minimap, it won't go, and that's just a bit of a bug. So it's better to kind of click a little bit on the outside and go, or use your mouse, your keyboard. Sorry. It uses a mouse wheel to zoom in and out. There is a. Let me just fast forward here a sec. There is a follow function. So if you press F, you will follow the unit or units if you have multiple selected. If you click out, it'll unfollow because we have click anywhere to stop follow in the global settings configured. Otherwise, you can also just press F to unfollow, and if you do that, then you get to keep the selection. So that's kind of just up to you as to what you want to do. What else are we doing here? Just clicking on units. Works kind of the same. These displays are all plugins, and hopefully we get options so that people can, be happy with their heads-up display. I don't think there's much more to say about kind of moving in the basic camera. So let's take a look at the options here, the default camera mode. So what's important to note here is that the toggle key is escape. That means that you press escape to get to this camera mode, meaning that this is the default camera mode in Titan Reactor. If you want a different camera mode to be the default, then you gotta set that one to escape. So default distance is the distance when you enter this camera mode, and if you change this, you'll see that you'll get the preview of the actual distance. So depending on what you want to kind of switch into when you come into this camera mode, you can change that. Movement damping is basically how much the movement is softened when it's coming to a stop. So just adjust that to your liking. Edge friction is how hard we hit the edge of the map. So let's just boost it all the way up. And here it's pretty. This is very hard friction, so it's actually causing some little issue there with the window. If we drop it all the way to 0.2, we'll see that it's a lot slower when going towards the edges. Okay, I think for the most part, these things, yeah, they're tweakable, and maybe you do want to make some small adjustments, but I put in some good effort to make sure that the defaults are good. So picture-in-picture size, not every camera mode supports picture-in-picture, but some of them do. The standard camera mode does. and we will right click on the minimap to enable picture-in-picture, and that is the size there. If you want it bigger, you can make it bigger. If you want it smaller, you can make it smaller. Again, I feel like 300 is pretty good. Keyboard movement. So again, this is speed specific for the keyboard. Middle mouse scroll. This is, I'm going to just disable. So with the picture-in-picture, if you right click on the minimap, it'll enable it. If you right click within your window, it'll disable it. Next, middle mouse scroll dolly. So if we just amp that up, you'll see that dollying is a lot quicker. If you go slower, it'll take a lot more mouse clicks to dolly. And because the rotate is so much lower, then you'll see a lot more rotation. So we'll just drop that too. So again, there is a slight rotation when you dolly. That's just for like a little nice added effect for extra depth on the edges, but you don't need it. If you don't want any rotation, you can just set it to 0 and it'll just be a little more straightforward of the camera movement. And this plugin has special permissions, allows the plugin to access the replay commands. So the reason that this is a special permission is that there might be players that are sensitive about their replay commands. This plugin only uses them for a special feature when you right click on picture-in-picture that's using the player's commands to show a first-person view. Let me just speed up the game to show a better example. And there you can see that we're looking at DeWalt's first-person view in the picture-in-picture. If we want to switch to dragons, we would right-click on dragon. Oops, almost got it. There it is. And so now we got dragon's view, picture-in-picture on the bottom right. Alright, and I think that's it for the basic camera. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.